Hello, Pennington Church family and friends. Thanks for joining me again for another 3-Minute Thursday devotion during this season of Lent. I'm spending the last few days of my vacation enjoying this great weather, standing out here in this abundant sunshine. And I hope that you all have had a very good week yourself. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. You know, in the New Testament, in the book of Hebrews, the writer of the letter to the Hebrews in chapter 11 gives us this extensive list of people who were commended for their faith. People like Abraham, Moses, David, and quite a few others. They're commended for their faith in God because they didn't receive what had been promised by God, but they endured in it. What was promised by God? Well, it was the new life, the new birth promised in the new covenant through the life and death and burial and resurrection of Jesus from the dead. Now, after commending all of these people for their faith, the writer then turns at the beginning of chapter 12 and he tells us, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of these witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. And here's the key: looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith. Now, during this season of Lent, many churches, many pastors will encourage people to engage in a time of self-reflection, a time of self-examination. However, too often what happens during the season of Lent, it can become so heavily focused on self-focus that we miss the one our faith is supposed to be focused toward. Now, the season of Lent's never been intended as a time for us to try to show God how serious we are or how serious we can be about our faith, or about how devoted we can be to Him by denying ourselves something. But the truth is, our faith, my faith, very often is weak. If I try to hold up my faith before God as a kind of demonstration to Him of how devoted I am to Him, it can be very often like I'm holding up a handful of sand and it quickly runs through my fingers. Now, during those times, especially times when my faith is weak, I need to look to the one who is strong. My faith is weak, but I cling to a strong Savior. Now, I read this quote last week. It really has stuck with me. It says, the center of our faith is anchored not in our ability to demonstrate our devotion to Christ, but the center of our faith is Christ and His work for us. So as you continue through this season of Lent, as we look ahead toward Good Friday and especially toward Easter, I pray for you and I encourage you not to look inward, not to look at the strength of your faith, but to look outward and to look up, to look to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of your faith. Let Lent be a time not when you focus on yourself, but when you focus on Jesus and on His work that's for you. God bless you, Pennington. Love you very much.